Hello, my beautiful Alpha family. It's time for us to dive into something that many of us face, but rarely talk about. The moment when their mask slipped, and now they're mad that they can't play victim anymore. You see, there's a truth in this world that many are terrified to confront. A truth that stings, burns, and breaks illusions. And that truth is that there are people who walk among us pretending to be something they're not. They wear a mask, a facade, a shield to hide their insecurities, their falsehoods, and their manipulation tactics. But here's the thing about masks. Eventually they slip. No matter how well crafted, no matter how deeply woven into their lives, the mask will slip, and that's when the game changes. And what happens? When it slips? The person who spent their entire existence pretending to be the victim, pretending to be powerless, pretending to be at the mercy of others, is suddenly exposed for what they truly are. And that exposure? That's where the chaos begins. They can no longer play the victim because they've been revealed. They're mad, furious even, because the world has seen them for who they really are. And now, the shield is gone. No longer can they manipulate with lies. No longer can they tug at the heartstrings of those who care. And when that mask slips, they lose their power. They lose their control. And that loss, that sense of vulnerability, is what drives them to madness. But let me tell you this, my beautiful Alpha family, the truth is that this moment, this exposure, is something they've feared more than anything else. It's a loss of their carefully crafted identity, the one they used to weave their way through the lives of others, to take, to dominate, to manipulate. Now they stand exposed, and they're furious. Furious that the very illusion they relied on has been shattered. But here's the thing. You are not the ones who are mad. You are not the ones who are angry. They are. They're angry because the game they've been playing has come to an end. You know, many people spend their lives wearing these masks, hiding their true selves behind carefully constructed lies. They walk around pretending to be the victim, pretending that life has wronged them, that they have been dealt an unfair hand. They play the part of the wounded soul, the person who has been betrayed, the one who has been hurt by others. And for a long time, it works. They play the game well. They tug at the hearts of those around them. They make people believe that they are helpless, that they are powerless. They make you believe that they are the ones who need saving, the ones who need sympathy, the ones who deserve your pity. But here's the truth that they can't hide forever. Everyone wears a mask. Some wear it for protection. Some wear it out of fear. Some wear it because they've been taught that they are not worthy of the world's truth. But eventually, no matter how hard you try, no matter how much effort you put into creating the perfect illusion, that mask will slip. And when it does, it will expose everything. It will expose your true nature, your true intentions, your true colors. You can only pretend to be something you're not for so long before the real you emerges. And the moment that mask slips, all the lies, all the manipulation, all the victimhood they've built up around them crumbles. And that's when they get mad. They're mad because their game is over. They're mad because they've been exposed. They're mad because they can no longer hide behind the false persona that they spent years creating. But here's the real beauty in this. You see, as much as they might be mad at the world, as much as they might lash out in anger, they're mad at themselves. They're mad because they now have to face the truth about who they really are. They no longer have the comfort of their lies, their facades, and their manipulations. They have been stripped bare, and that is something that no one, especially someone with a fragile ego, wants to face. And here's the part where it gets interesting. When they're mad that they can't play victim anymore, that's where you come in, my beautiful Alpha family. Because you've been through this, You've been in the trenches, you've seen the mask slip before, and you know what it means. You know that when someone's mask slips, it's not your fault. It's not your problem. It's theirs. And that's the power you hold. You see, they want you to feel guilty. They want you to believe that somehow you've wronged them by exposing their true nature. But the truth is, their mask slipping wasn't your doing. It was always bound to happen. It's like a pressure cooker that eventually has to release steam. It's only a matter of time before the facade cracks, and when it does, they can't hide behind their victim narrative anymore. So let's talk about this victim mentality. It's one of the most destructive forces in this world. The idea that life has wronged you, that the world owes you something, that your circumstances are beyond your control. It's a mentality that weakens you, that holds you back, that keeps you stuck in a state of perpetual helplessness. And the truth is, some people cling to this mentality because it's all they have. They've created an identity around it. They've built their lives around it. But what happens when that mask slips, when the illusion is shattered, when they can no longer play the victim? They crumble. They can no longer hide behind their false narrative. They can no longer manipulate the world around them into believing that they are the ones who are wronged. And in that moment, they are forced to face the harsh reality of their own actions, their own choices, their own life. And this, my beautiful Alpha family, is the moment when you need to rise. Because when their mask slips, it's not your job to save them. It's not your job to comfort them. It's not your job to play along with their drama and their chaos. They've been living in their world of lies for far too long, and now it's their responsibility to deal with the consequences of their own actions. And trust me, they won't like it. They won't like being exposed. They won't like the fact that they can no longer control the narrative. They won't like the fact that their mask has slipped, and now the world sees them for what they truly are. But you are different. You see, you've been through your own battles. You've been through your own struggles. You've faced your own demons and come out stronger. You've learned that you can't hide behind a mask. You've learned that you must be true to yourself, no matter how painful that truth might be. You've learned that the only way to live a life of power, of strength, of purpose, is to be unapologetically you, to stand tall in your own authenticity, to never back down from who you are. And when someone's mask slips, when their victimhood is exposed for the world to see, that is not your moment to feel sorry for them. That is not your moment to take on their burdens. That is not your moment to fall into their drama. No, my beautiful Alpha family, that is your moment to stand firm in your power, because you know what it means to be true to yourself. You know what it means to own your reality. You know that no one can ever take away your strength, your power, or your truth. And here's the harsh reality. They will try to pull you back in. They will try to manipulate you once again, to make you feel guilty, to make you feel responsible for their fall from grace. They will try to make you doubt yourself, make you question your actions, make you feel as though you were the one who wronged them. But don't fall for it. Don't let them draw you back into their web of lies and manipulation. Their mask slipped for a reason, and that reason is that they can no longer control you. They can no longer manipulate you. They can no longer play the victim and expect you to rescue them. And that, my beautiful Alpha family, is your power. So let them be mad. Let them throw their tantrums. Let them lash out in anger and frustration. Because in the end, it's their anger, not yours. It's their pain, not yours. It's their truth, not yours. And as long as you stand strong, as long as you stay true to who you are, you will always be in control. They can't play the victim anymore. They can't hide behind their mask anymore. And that, my beautiful Alpha family, is something they will never be able to take away from you. Keep shining your light, keep standing in your truth, and keep rising above the chaos they try to create. Because in the end, you are the one who holds the power. You are the one who has the strength. You are the one who can never be knocked down by their games. Keep being unapologetically you, and never let anyone make you feel guilty for exposing the truth. I'm glad you're still with me, because there's so much more to unravel. It's essential to understand that once you have exposed the truth, once their mask has slipped, that's when the real battle begins. Not just with them, but with yourself. People who have lived under the weight of their lies, who have maintained that false narrative of victimhood, will always try to drag you down into their pit. They don't know how to function in a world where their mask has slipped, so they will attempt to reconstruct a new lie or manipulate the truth even more. But you, my beautiful alpha family, cannot allow them to make you feel guilty for being the one who exposed them. You need to understand that the truth is a weapon, and when it's wielded correctly, it's the most powerful tool in existence. Some people will never want the truth to come out because it strips them of their power, their ability to control the narrative, their ability to manipulate those around them. They thrive on deceit. They feed off of the power they get from pulling the wool over people's eyes. And when that illusion is shattered, when the mask falls, and they can no longer play the victim, they will try to make you the villain. They will attempt to paint you as the bad guy, the one who wronged them, the one who exposed them. But you must not fall into that trap. It's critical to realize that no one has the right to make you feel guilty for shining a light on the truth. No one has the right to make you feel like you owe them anything just because they've been exposed. It's not your fault that they've been living in their fantasy world, deceiving themselves and everyone else around them. The truth is, you've done nothing wrong by standing up, by calling out the behavior, by letting the world see who they really are. If they cannot handle the truth, that's their problem, not yours. Never let them manipulate you into taking responsibility for something that is fundamentally theirs to own. What happens when we expose the truth is not only about the person who's been exposed, it's also about us. It's about how we deal with the fallout, how we navigate the emotional consequences that come with shedding light on something that was meant to remain hidden. It's about recognizing the emotional toll that revealing the truth takes on us, how it can sometimes feel like a weight, a burden, even though we know deep down that we've done the right thing. It's a difficult thing, isn't it? To stand tall in the face of opposition, to rise above the noise, to continue walking your path when everyone else is trying to drag you back into their chaos. But the truth is, the moment you stand firm and refuse to let anyone make you feel guilty for exposing them, that's when you take back your power. There's a lot of people who walk this earth believing that they can hide behind their lies forever, that the world will never see their true colors. And for a while, maybe they're right. Maybe they can manipulate and deceive for a time. But what they fail to understand is that the truth has a way of catching up with them. It always does. It might take time. It might take years. But eventually, they will be forced to confront what they've been hiding. And that moment will be their downfall. And when that moment comes, they'll lash out. They'll scream. They'll try to manipulate the situation, and they'll attempt to make everyone feel sorry for them. They'll try to convince you that you're the one at fault, that you somehow caused their mask to slip, that you were the one who made them expose their true nature. But this is where you stand firm, where you remind yourself that it is not your responsibility to manage their shame, their guilt, or their emotional instability. Think about this. How many people have you encountered who play the victim? How many people have you allowed into your life who, every time something goes wrong, shift the blame onto someone or something else? How many times have you seen people who have wronged others, who have manipulated situations to their advantage, who have created narratives in their heads to justify their actions, only to turn around and cry, victim, when it all starts to unravel? The victim mentality is so deeply ingrained in some people that they would rather stay trapped in their own self-pity than face the truth of their actions. They would rather live in the shadows of their lies than step into the light of accountability. But when their mask slips, when the truth is out in the open, they cannot escape the consequences, and that's when they get mad. They're mad because they can't control the narrative anymore. They're mad because the world can see them for who they are. They're mad because their ability to manipulate has been shattered, and now they have to face the reality of their own choices. But here's where you, my beautiful alpha family, come into the picture. Because you've been through your own struggles, your own battles, your own moments of facing the truth. You've been in that place where you've had to confront the harsh reality of who you are and where you stand. And you've learned, over time, that the truth doesn't hurt. It's the lies that do. It's the deceit, the manipulation, the pretending, the hiding that causes pain. The truth, however uncomfortable, is freeing. It's liberating. And the moment you stop feeling guilty for exposing someone else's lies is the moment you reclaim your power. This world has an unfortunate tendency to reward people for their ability to deceive, for their ability to manipulate others into believing their false narrative. But the beautiful thing about truth is that it doesn't stay buried. It rises to the surface no matter how hard someone tries to bury it. And when it does, it has a way of exposing everything. The truth can be uncomfortable, it can be painful, it can be messy, but it also has the power to heal, to restore, and to free people from the shackles of deception. When you expose the truth, you free not just yourself, but everyone around you who has been living under the influence of those lies. And that, my beautiful alpha family, is something to be proud of, not guilty for. And let's talk about what guilt really is for a moment. Guilt is a feeling that we often internalize when we believe we've wronged someone, when we feel like we've hurt them, betrayed them, or exposed them in a way that causes them pain. But guilt is a manipulative emotion. It's a weapon that other people use to control you, to make you feel responsible for things that aren't your fault. It's a tool that the ones who wear masks and play the victim use to keep you in check. It's a mechanism they use to make you question yourself, your actions, and your choices. But guilt has no place in your life, not when you've done nothing wrong. When you expose someone's truth, when their mask slips, and when they try to turn the tables on you, that is not your fault. You are not the one who created their deception. You are not the one who made them lie, who made them manipulate, who made them hide behind their false victimhood. You did nothing wrong by standing in your truth and exposing theirs. And that's where you must stand firm. You must stand tall in your conviction. You cannot let their anger, their fury, their attempts at guilt trip you into feeling like you owe them something. You owe them nothing. You owe yourself the truth, and the truth is that they were never the victim. They were the perpetrator. They were the ones who played the game, who manipulated, who deceived, who wore the mask. And when the mask slips, they are left with nothing but the harsh reality of who they really are. In the end, they will try to blame you for everything. They will try to make you feel guilty for exposing their lies. They will try to manipulate the situation in a way that makes you the villain, the bad guy, the one who caused all the drama. But you, my beautiful alpha family, know the truth. You know what you did. You didn't create the chaos. You didn't make them lie. You didn't make them wear a mask. You simply exposed what was already there. And if they can't handle it, that's not your problem. You have done your part. You've lived in your truth, and that's what matters. So don't feel guilty. Don't feel like you've wronged them. Don't let them make you question your actions. Stand tall, stand firm, and know that the truth is your shield. You've done nothing wrong by exposing the truth. You've done nothing wrong by standing up for what's right. And as long as you stay in your truth, nothing can ever shake you. Nothing can ever break you. You are stronger than their manipulation, more powerful than their lies, and you will rise above their attempts to drag you down. Keep shining, my beautiful Alpha family. The world needs your truth. I can't emphasize this enough. There's a relentless thirst for authenticity, for rawness, for the kind of truth that cuts through the noise of manufactured perfection, lies, and facades. The truth is the foundation of everything real, and without it, we are left stumbling in the dark, lost in a maze of illusion. The world, especially today, needs people like you, people who are unapologetically authentic, people who have the courage to reveal their truth to the world, no matter how difficult it might be. And here's something even more crucial for you to understand, my beautiful Alpha family. The world doesn't just need your truth, it needs your strength to uphold it. We live in a society where lies often seem to be rewarded. The ones who manipulate, who play the game, who put on a show, are often the ones who get ahead. They live behind masks, feeding into the narrative that everything is perfect, when in fact, it's a fragile facade. It's an exhausting game, one that drains them and anyone who comes in contact with their illusions. But here's the beautiful paradox. Truth is never truly buried for long. It has this power, an inherent force that eventually finds its way to the surface. The lies and facades they construct might keep them afloat for a while, but only the truth can stand the test of time. I can't emphasize this enough. There's a relentless thirst for authenticity, for rawness, for the kind of truth that cuts through the noise of manufactured perfection, lies, and facades. The truth is the foundation of everything real, and without it, we are left stumbling in the dark, lost in a maze of illusion. The world, especially today, needs people like you, people who are unapologetically authentic, people who have the courage to reveal their truth to the world, no matter how difficult it might be. And here's something even more crucial for you to understand. My beautiful Alpha family, the world doesn't just need your truth, it needs your strength to uphold it. We live in a society where lies often seem to be rewarded. The ones who manipulate, who play the game, who put on a show, are often the ones who get ahead. They live behind masks, feeding into the narrative that everything is perfect, when, in fact, it's a fragile facade. It's an exhausting game, one that drains them and anyone who comes in contact with their illusions. But here's the beautiful paradox. Truth is never truly buried for long. It has this power, an inherent force, that eventually finds its way to the surface. The lies and facades they construct might keep them afloat for a while, but only the truth can stand the test of time. You see, when we expose the truth, when we refuse to let the world stay in the dark about what's really going on, we are doing more than just revealing something about someone else. We are doing more than exposing lies, manipulation, and toxic behavior. We are creating the possibility for freedom, for ourselves, for others, and for the world. By standing in the truth, we give others permission to do the same. We create a ripple effect that spreads far and wide, one that cannot be ignored or denied. The reason the world needs your truth is because when people can no longer hide behind the smoke and mirrors, they are faced with something powerful. They are faced with a reality that forces them to look inward, to confront their own shadows, to question their own actions, and to find the strength to be real. The world needs you to expose the lies, not just for your own healing, but for the healing of others. When someone is unmasked, when they can no longer hide behind a veil of manipulation, they are given a choice. Face the truth of who they are, or remain lost in the web of deceit. But here's the thing, my beautiful Alpha family, the more we are willing to stand up and live our truth, The more we are confronted with the ugliness of the world, the more we expose the lies, the more we risk being attacked, criticized, or ostracized. But let me tell you this, there is power in the resistance. There is power in pushing through the opposition. And when you hold your ground in the face of the chaos, you will find yourself becoming even stronger. The world may not always be ready for your truth, but it needs it nonetheless. People might lash out. They might try to discredit you. They might try to silence you. But every time they do, they expose themselves even more. The truth has this incredible way of doing that. It doesn't just reveal the personal situation that's being called out. It also reveals the people who are afraid of it. It exposes the ones who hide behind masks of their own. It shows the people who are so deeply invested in the lies that they will fight tooth and nail to protect them. These are the ones who will try to make you feel guilty for standing in your truth. They will twist the narrative. They will attempt to shift blame. They will attempt to gaslight you into believing that you are wrong for exposing them. They will call you a troublemaker. They will try to convince you that your truth is unnecessary, that it's harmful, that it's disruptive. But none of that is true, and you must never let them convince you otherwise. The truth is never harmful in the way they will try to tell you it is. The harm isn't in the truth itself. It's in the lies that have been built up around it. The harm comes from the fact that these lies have been allowed to fester and grow. And it's not just about their lies. It's about the effect those lies have had on everyone involved. It's about how the lies have manipulated the narrative, poisoned relationships, and kept people trapped in a cycle of deceit. The world needs your truth because it's only by exposing the lies that the healing process can begin. The world can't move forward while it's stuck in the dark. We cannot move forward in our lives, in our relationships, or in our society if we keep letting the lies reign. But here's the important thing you must remember, my beautiful Alpha family. You are not responsible for the pain that comes when you reveal the truth. The pain doesn't come from the truth itself. It comes from the confrontation with the lies. And if someone tries to make you feel guilty for exposing their lies, understand that it's a manipulation tactic. They want to shift the focus from their actions, their deceit, and their false narratives onto you. They want you to carry the burden of their consequences. They want you to feel like the villain in their story, when in fact, you are the hero who dared to expose the villain. You will be met with resistance. You will be met with backlash. But what you must understand is that this resistance is not about you. It's about their inability to face the reality of who they are. It's about their discomfort with the truth. When you stand firm in your truth, when you refuse to back down, when you refuse to let them drag you into their web of lies, you are setting a standard. You are setting an example. You are teaching people around you what it looks like to stand strong in the face of adversity, to refuse to compromise your integrity for the sake of comfort. And let's be real here. Comfort is the enemy of growth. So many people stay stuck, remain silent, or choose to ignore the truth because it's easier. It's more comfortable to live in denial. It's more comfortable to go along with the lies because it means you don't have to rock the boat. But growth, real growth, happens when you step out of that comfort zone. Growth happens when you face the uncomfortable truths that others are unwilling to face. Growth happens when you expose the lies, even when doing so means you have to endure criticism, rejection, or fear. Here's the part that may be the hardest to accept. The moment you expose the truth, your life will change. It's inevitable. People will look at you differently. People will either respect you for your courage or resent you for your boldness. But you must remain steadfast. You must stay true to who you are. The truth is that when you expose someone's lies, you're also making a stand for your own integrity. You are putting your own values into action. You are choosing to live in the light, not in the shadow of deceit. And when you do that, you become a beacon of light for others who are still stuck in the dark. But here's the most important part. The part that separates the truly strong from the weak. When your truth is revealed, you must be prepared to face it with grace. There will be moments when you'll feel the weight of your actions. You might second guess yourself. You might feel the pressure of the world trying to push you back into the shadows. But remember this, you are not alone. You are never alone in your pursuit of the truth. The truth has always had a way of bringing people together, of uniting those who refuse to stay silent. When you stand in your truth, you are creating a space for others to do the same. And that's where the true power lies. Not just in your truth, but in the way your truth has the ability to inspire others to speak theirs. This is the foundation of what it means to be an alpha, my beautiful family. It's not about dominating others. It's not about imposing your will on the world. It's about having the strength to stand in your own truth, to live unapologetically, and to create a world where others can do the same. It's about leading by example, showing others that the truth is the most powerful force in the universe, and that when you stand firm in the face of adversity, when you refuse to let anyone make you feel guilty for exposing the lies, you become an unstoppable force. You become the person who is able to create change, inspire others, and live a life that is rich with authenticity. The world needs your truth, not because it's always easy to hear, but because it's the only way to break the chains of deception, manipulation, and fear. The world needs your truth because it's the only way we can begin to heal, to evolve, and to build a future that is based on honesty, integrity, and strength. When you stand in your truth, you are creating a path for others to walk beside you. You are lighting the way for those who are still too afraid to speak their own. And in that, you will find your true power. Keep standing tall. Keep speaking your truth. Keep rising no matter how difficult the journey may seem. Because, in the end, the truth will always set you free. In the end, my beautiful Alpha family, never forget that the world needs your truth. It's the foundation upon which real change is built, and it's the key to your own empowerment. Stand firm in your authenticity, even when others try to manipulate or silence you. You are not responsible for their lies, and you should never feel guilty for exposing them. The truth is a force that can transform, heal, and unite. By embracing it and sharing it with the world, you become a beacon of strength, inspiring others to do the same. Keep walking in your truth and let nothing or no one deter you. Because in the end, your truth is your power, and that's something no one can ever take from you. In the end, my beautiful Alpha family, never forget that the world needs your truth. It's the foundation upon which real change is built, and it's the key to your own empowerment. Stand firm in your authenticity, even when others try to manipulate or silence you. You are not responsible for their lies, and you should never feel guilty for exposing them. The truth is a force that can transform, heal, and unite. By embracing it and sharing it with the world, you become a beacon of strength, inspiring others to do the same. Keep walking in your truth, and let nothing or no one deter you. Because in the end, your truth is your power, and that's something no one can ever take from you.